The story of the day, I'm almost reluctant to cover it because I sincerely don't care about it. But I'm not covering it because everybody wants it. I replied to a tweet from Ian Miles Chong, and now I felt morally obliged to address it today to share my thoughts on a story that I don't know who really cares about, but people are making a big freaking deal about it. What's the woman's name? Shiloh something. I don't care what her last name is, and it's out there now because she's out there. Public enemy number one. The woman who used the N-word. I'm not playing the video at all, period. The woman who is clearly mentally unwell, used the N-word to describe, in reference to a 5-year-old child who apparently has autism, as if, it could have been a 5-year-old child, it would have been just as bad. It could have been a 12-year-old child, it would have been just as bad. It could have been a 30-year-old man, but something tells me she wouldn't have done that to a 30-year-old man. Allegedly, as the story goes, this 5-year-old child is going through her purse or something, and she responds in a way that is it's unjust. There's no realm of the universe where it could be possibly rationalized or justified, unless you're just one of the people who says, yeah, I'm a free speech proponent. Okay, I'm not saying it should be illegal for her to refer to a 5-year-old child who is rummaging through her purse as the N-word, but if it's free speech to use the word, well, then there's consequences for using what I sincerely, genuinely believe is the worst word in the English language. There is no other word that is worse than that word. And some people say, the C word, see you next Tuesday word. I don't think that's anywhere near as bad, period. I still won't use it because it's not the type of sound clip you want. Still won't use it. The Brits love it, and I don't mind a good British violent action movie that has that word used regularly. And then every other racial slur. There's none that has the historical baggage of the N-word. The bad word for Jews, couldn't care less about. The bad word for Mexican. They just don't have the same bag. She comes out, calls the kid, a 5-year-old kid, the N-word. They have it on video, and she's now famous. Richard Hanania, by the way, I'm not picking on him. It's funny that it came up on the feed, and Barnes was talking about him the other day. It was either during a bourbon with Barnes at vivabarneslaw.locals.com or during our Sunday show. Said he's absolutely lost his mind. No judgment, except I think this is an absolutely stupid thing to say. I don't defend what she did. It was wrong. But this hard defiance, when threatened, stirs something in me. This is a strong woman with a deep sense of honor. You must pay it the respect it is due. Now, the problem is, I have been not getting duped, but I have been misreading some tweets online or posts on X. It's impossible. It's impossible to know what is parody / satire versus what is sincere. It's even impossible with Richard Hanania, who I know, because he does do satire / parody like this. He also does have some wildly, insanely wrong takes like this if this one were serious. There was a tweet out the other day, and it said, it shows the little girl firing 2 guns like a 10-year-old girl. And then he says, again, I'm going to ask, why would anyone need this? And then I said, when you're getting, robbed by a gang of criminals, you'll understand, moron. And it was supposed to be tongue in cheek, but then I find out, oh, the guy was saying, again, I'll ask, why would you need this? Rhetorically, satirically. It's like, okay, I can't tell parody from not anymore. It's just like, I'm gonna just stop responding. There is no defiance if he was being serious in referring to a 5-year-old child as the N-word. There's no defiance or any honor in getting angry at a 5-year-old child. I think the woman's crazy. And now let's take a brief pause from this video for a word from our sponsor, The Wellness Company. Peeps, have you heard the latest alarming news? Prominent officials are now openly warning about biological threats designed by human, putting America's safety at risk again. Yes, you heard that right. Dr. Peter Marks, a former FDA vaccine chief, raised concerns on CNN about a mysterious man-made bio threat we are not fully prepared to handle. The thing is, it's not 2020, and this administration will not be fooled or bullied for round 2. However, we know their plots are very sophisticated. We got you here at the Wellness Company. They have an emergency contagion kit offering early intervention with 5 doctor-prescribed life-saving medications like ivermectin, hydroxychloroquine, Tamiflu, and a nebulizer designed to protect you from the next global threat. Ordering is simple. Fill out a digital intake form, and your kit arrives to your front door in 1 to 2 weeks. Don't get caught off guard. Head over to twc.health/Viva. The Viva code will get you $32 off plus free shipping. Once again, that is twc.health/Viva for $32 off plus free shipping. Kits are only available in the US. Thank you very much to the sponsor, The Wellness Company. And now back to the video. Okay, that's what Hanani had to say. I was in place in California, Venice Beach. I got it on camera. I could have made someone famous. There was a clearly drugged up woman of Eastern European descent, clearly drugged up. Lord knows what the heck was going on with her. In the crowd where there was a breakdancing performance going on, using the N-word repeatedly. And people were shocked and outraged, and you could have made the person famous. Freedom of speech, okay. Freedom to post, okay. And you can ruin a person's life because they were either having a mental break or whatever. I don't know if this woman was having a mental break, but she seems very comfortable using the N-word. But her life is not what it was the day before that incident or the moment before that was uploaded to the internet. And now she is receiving online harassment. I have no doubt she is receiving bona fide death threats, massive doxing, massive harassment. Her family's getting harassed. I have no doubt that's happening. It's not even the proper response to this. It's not a justifiable response, but it's a predictable response. Like that scene out of Pulp Fiction. Just because you touch someone's wife's feet doesn't give the mother effer the right to throw you out the window, effing up the way the mother effer talks. To which John Travolta says, was his response over the top? Yeah. Was his response wrong? Yeah. But you had to have expected a response. So she says this, she's getting the predictable, unjustifiable, but totally predictable response: harassment, threats, doxing, etc. What does she do? She goes over to Give, Send, Go and starts a Give, Send, Go. It started at $100,000 to help her protect her family. What do you think it's at now? The goal was $100,000. Then the goal was up to $250,000. Then the goal, and then she hit $250,000. We're going to see now. Last I checked, it was at $300,000. 335, 689. Watch this, refresh. 361, 38. I'm not donating to this one, guys. Nor am I supporting any part of this. Although there is there's a relevant discussion to be had, because this is the blowback from the Carmelo Anthony Give, Send, Go, where someone who I believe will get convicted of murder managed to raise, I don't know how many hundreds of thousands of dollars, buy a new car, buy a new house, go on a shopping spree, because I'm not convinced there's a racial component to the act, but there's certainly a racial component to the fundraiser, because a black kid stabbed and killed a white kid. They racialized it after the fact. Some people racialized it as black on white violence. They racialized the GoFundMe or the Give, Send, Go, and the kid is now making bank off having killed somebody else. And this is the blowback. This is now where those who believe that the Carmelo Anthony attack was racially motivated, and or at the very least that the Give, Send, Go fundraising was racially motivated, like Black America saying middle finger to white America, we're going to help this kid who just killed a white kid. Now it's white America who's saying we're going to stick the middle finger to Black America and give this woman $361,000 because she gratuitously used the N-word to refer to a 5-year-old child with autism who was rummaging through her purse. Help me protect my family. My name is Shiloh. I've been put into a very dire situation. I recently had a kid steal from my 18-month-old son's diaper bag. I called the kid out for what he was. The kid's not a kid. The kid's not just a 5-year-old with autism. I called out the kid for what he was, knowing that she used the this might even be the grift. Make money off of the overt act of, I guess it can only be described as racism. I don't think there's any other way to use that word. If you're a white woman referring to a black child, set aside the fact that he has autism or the kid has autism. Another man who recently found out has a history with law enforcement proceeded to record me and follow me to my car. He then posted these videos online, which has caused my family and myself great turmoil. My SSN has been leaked, all wrong. My address, phone number have been given up freely, all wrong. My family members are being attacked. My eldest child may not be going back to school, even where I exercise has been exposed. I'm asking for your help to assist in protecting my family. I fear that we must relocate. I have 2 small children who do not deserve this. We've been threatened to the extreme by people online. Anything will help. We cannot and will not live in fear. Thank you. Ian Miles Chong put out a tweet and said, this is the new right-wing grift. I was like, this is not right-wing grift. This is just grift. This is just grift and people stoking the racial tensions, which have only gotten worse since Obama, and I would say arguably will get better one day sooner than later. But there are people donating to Carmelo Anthony to make that kid rich for having killed a white kid, and now people are going to donate to this woman because she referred to a black kid as the N-word. And I didn't even want to talk about it, but that's where things are at now. The only people who are blameless in all of this, and I will even say deserve credit for not bowing to the pressure to shut these things down. Even a guilty person deserves a defense, although it's tough to be legally guilty until you've been convicted. An accused deserves to be able to crowdfund for a defense. It wasn't right when they tried to do it to Kyle Rittenhouse. It's not right to deprive people of their ability to crowdfund for a defense. Carmelo Anthony should have the right to raise money for his defense. Whether or not it's fraudulent misrepresentation that they're using this to buy a new Cadillac Escalade, a new home, and whatever bling the kid's been buying. Perfect timing, Adam. My goodness, I didn't want to talk about it anymore.